On the live. Are we live
Huzzah.
yet? Are we live yet, family? Let me get the sharing.
Yep, I can do the Flint politics reboot part now. Haha.
Oh, you can?
Yeah. Winters gave me admin.
That's what's up. She gave you admin.
I mean, it's her mistake, but
Facts. But it ain't a bad thing, though. Oh, man, I go through this every time. Good morning, Pastor Nicholas J. Gaddis and Allie Nicole Gaddis Rivers. Good morning. Bishop Ron Rivers. Good morning. Asaya Quill, a.k.a. Mama Quill. Good morning. Oh, I got to turn this down.
always a phone, man.
Always a phone. But I got it right now. Y'all hit that like button and subscribe button. Mr. Thomas, good morning. Avis Hopkins, good morning. Terry Nixon's, good morning. Deldrin Johnson, what up, love bro? We got Meat Freaks Barbecue in the building. For people who don't know, that's Palaca, Florida. Shantae Rollins in the building, tapping in from Chicago. Some call it the Shy. Lenora Seal, good morning. Sherry Allen, the beautiful Sherry Allen, good morning. Let me get my share game on and stuff. I got to get this to the people.
I did my one share. I'm good.
Sometimes that's good enough. That's good enough. That's good enough.
I've been kicked out of every other group in Flint, so.
Oh, they've been putting you out?
Oh, yeah.
I see the beautiful Deborah Luna then tapped in. Eartha Logan then tapped in. The gracious one. Michelle Smith, a.k.a. Ann, good morning. I ain't going, but you steady supporting us. Love it, love it. She coming in from Philly. Lawana Perry, good morning. Georgia boy, top of the morning to you. I'm just getting this out to a few people that I know want to hear the message today. I don't know what the message is going to be. Winters ain't going to be here today. I can promise you that. So y'all ain't got to worry about her being late. Carolyn Hendricks. Uh-oh. We got little mama in the building, Cassandra Scott. And we got Carl Lewis and tapped in. Odie, what it do? And we got in with that 1,000,000+ views. So you know I'm loving it.
Oh yeah, right. And
yeah, man. We worked.
Pastor Gaddis, I tell you what, I had a wonderful weekend. It stormed the entire weekend. I didn't do jack.
It was stormed the whole weekend?
Oh yeah, dude. Apparently Florida gets really rainy this time of year. I didn't know. That's all right. Like next month starts up hurricane season, so we get to do that
all over again.
It's fine. I got another generator in the back of the truck. I went out and bought another one. And speaking of which, I'm low on Red Bull. Let me just go ahead and buy another case. There we go.
That's what's up. Let me get this as I push this share button. Man, we'll be back in StreamYard. I messed around and paid for what's her name, but we'll be back. We got Sandra Nichols Martin in the building. Emma Williams, good morning. Alicia Russell, good morning. Jazzy Melody, good morning. Wanda Smith, morning. I'm trying to share this thing out to the whole world.
Look how many green names there are in our chat on.
That's what we need. That's what they call they special. Sean Sims, what it do? No games. Good morning. Miss Kariza Smith in the building.
And no, thank you. I'm sorry. I like.
He said, Trevor. He said anywhere in the South gets lots of rain this time of year.
Man, I ain't known it. I lived in southern Arizona. This time of year, we got a lot of dust.
We got Taz Montana 313. If you don't know, that's T from the D. I had to put our little beef on the back burner right now. It's on the grill because there's other stuff popping. Linda Chilton, good morning. Teresa, good morning. Laura Reck, good morning. So y'all know we had that. Listen, man, I've been watching a lot of lives this morning, man. I was watching lives. I didn't say lives.
With that VES.
Erston Young, and you was in one of the lives I was watching this morning. I sure am, T. I'm gonna shut it up. Erston Young was in one of them. Hey, how y'all like the new chairs? These things is nice right now. I'm talking about
that looks professional quality.
Facts, real leather.
Look, you know what that looks like? Huh? That looks like you need to have an oak desk in front of you.
And I do. Michael Cooley in the building. That's the good brother from Greenwood, Mississippi. In case you didn't know, that's the 662. Kobe Fatty, aka Elizabeth P. Finney. Cheryl Brody's tapping in. Steve Schrack in the building. Oh, cause that heat, yeah, it's some heat coming out. I love that our city getting a good taste of good weather. But Erston Young laughing because he know what I'm probably gonna hit on. You know what I'm finna hit on. I watched that live. I saw Tasha Lynn over there. I saw Christine Leach over there. They was trying to get his brother some, trying to get him to do right. But instead of him doing right, Casey then tapped in, new one then tapped in, Lanita Murray. Good morning. But listen, this dude, and I'm gonna refer who y'all I'm talking to. It's Richard, no other than Richard Jones, who ran for the third ward seat.
Oh, Dick.
Yeah, hypocrite. But I'm gonna give him his shout out today because if it wasn't for Rich Jones
and his 21 friends that voted for him,
Rich Jones, listen, is no bad. I'm just giving you your shout out. If it wasn't for you, listen, we probably wouldn't have the Miss Biggs and the AC Dumas challenging each other for the third ward. I'm just saying, even though, you know what I'm saying, your intentions might not been in the right place, but it worked out. But I seen, I was watching his lives and the showing that. But you know what? I seen people when he be saying pancake. I'm seeing a lot of pancaking coming from on that end. You know, at the Jed, man, Detroit boy, good morning. And yes, Jed said he coming back with the casket, but I was gonna get it in that. I was gonna get into that because what Jed did, it has woke people up. Now, you know what I'm saying? From Richard's point of view, he would do it if they go to the governor, you know what I'm saying, mansion, if they do this and that. But my thing is you got to do home cleaning before you go out there. Cause he's like, what people been doing this. Yeah, Rich, y'all have been doing it for 11 years. But like some of the stuff that you know what I'm saying, that you was doing, maybe y'all didn't like the way it's getting did. I don't know if you trying to have a friendship, you know, with certain things, but you got to deal with home first, like you said. And this is where the hypocritical stuff come from. You know, he wanted to put up that one when Eric Mays wanted to shooting the shit T with a dude. He wanted to play.
Oh no, like
he wanted to play when Eric wanted to subpoena Snyder, right? But what did Eric? But who was Eric? What was Eric trying to get the help from?
State.
Nah, city council, right?
Oh,
You want from here. Marcus Field, a good brother. What it do?
yeah, and
And
Flint
that's what I'm
wasn't doing
saying.
nothing. Like you have to. There's two things here. Number one, why are you going to go up to the governor's mansion when the city's the one bending you over backwards?
Yeah, and right.
The governor ain't going to do jack. The governor can't control the city
without the help of who? The mayor, state
I mean,
rep,
in terms of the laws as they are, the governor cannot do anything directly to the city of Flint. Cannot do anything directly for the city of Flint. It has to pass through the legislature. And yes, you do have executive orders, but they cannot be aimed that narrowly. So what's the point of going to the governor's mansion? It's just, and this man was running for government, even though he doesn't understand it. That is terrifying.
Shantae, good morning. Crystal Monique, good morning. Kenneth, good morning. That was the point that I was saying. Vicente Dave, good morning. That was the point I was trying to make. I'm like, and if he can't see that, like his non-bias and what he got right on, far as he want to take his shots at Miss Biggs, you know what I'm saying? Well, AC know this and that. Dude, you haven't got out of campaigning mode. So what you saying? You giving what's up, OG Wicks? What you saying? You giving your votes to your 21 to AC Dumas? You know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you ain't got out of it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it to me, it's like he
What's
ain't
his
got out of
problem with Ms. Biggs though? Like, she has a flair. Let's get it right? Like, she has that motherly, grandmotherly flair. Everyone just wants to listen to her when she walks into the room. He doesn't have that, but she's called people out and she's read them from top to bottom to back to top again. He's tried to do the same and failed. So what's his problem? Just that she does it better than him? I'm sorry. I don't like Rich. I put this out there so many times before. I don't. And just the fact that, like, he's being a sore loser again. I mean,
he playing Monday morning quarterback. Salty Chef, good morning. Jeff Johnson, what it do? Cameron Hardy, good morning. See, to me, it's like yes, like I was watching it this morning. He was like, well, I should have went out and knocked 500 doors. The what ifs. There we go. You doing the what ifs. Like you doing the what ifs. Like, you know what I'm
well, I
saying?
mean,
But you
all right.
was
So God, what was it? 2020 or 2021? No, 2020. He lost city council race, blamed everyone around him. 2022 lost state rep race, blamed everyone around him. 2024 lost state rep race, blamed everyone around him. Now he just lost city council primary, and he's going after everyone around him. The man needs to back up. Like, no one's going to elect you. Stop running. You're not even bringing attention to things. You're only picking up 21 votes. No one cares.
Yeah, it's like
he's not even a cheerleader at this point.
Yeah, and it's like, you know what I'm saying? And you're right on that task fire when Jed brought the casket thing up, like did that, fire the symbolic. Now, you know what I'm saying? To me, it's like Bumble V66, good morning.
Welcome
Concrete
back.
Jungle, good morning. To me, it's like with him, it's like, and then he always saying, oh, it's, this the era of the content. Why you going live then? Because in that case, man, you ain't got to go live. You can just walk and talk to the people. And ain't like you getting that many people tuning into it. You know what I'm saying? I just checked it out because it's like, dude, now Darnell Doom is the only Doom is in Winter's Light. And it's like, dude, you know what I'm saying? To me, he can't take, he a sore loser in my book.
Yeah, he can't take the rejection.
He's a sore loser. 1 minute you want to be talking about Tasha Lynn, good morning. 1 minute, you know what I'm saying? I should have did this. It's always he should have did something. You was too busy. You got too caught up. Oh, this a pancake over here. This a pancake over here. Not looking at the people is actually watching what you doing. It ain't rich that people ain't watch. They didn't have, even when I came in, you want to say, these people came late. Man, listen. To me, you the only one that been flip-flopping, going from here to there to there to here, and then when you fall out, you get mad with people. And then only time you get mad if don't nobody get behind you. And he still wanted to say like he was the best candidate. Impossible.
I mean, he doesn't even live in the third ward, so that automatically discounts him right there.
Right, Mark, and I agree with you with that. It's like 1 minute you was against it, but now you ain't. I ain't mad at Jedediah. Why would you have anything? Why would you do it live? You know what I'm saying? People then when they say this out of town, what about when you done went out of town to other places, Rich? There was people calling you out of town. See, that's what they confuse me with when they say the out of towners. All them people who love Malcolm X, all them people who love Martin Luther King, do you know he's not from where y'all from?
I'm trying to figure out something that I just looked up because someone said, how much money did he raise? That tells you everything you need to know. That came from Cameron. Now, as far as I'm aware, being a
good morning. Go ahead.
Former candidate, I had to have a different treasurer from me. I could not, be my own treasurer. Yet I'm looking here, and we're not using EVMUX, so I don't have the same permissions. But I see candidate Richard Jones F. Not giving out the address, and then I see treasurer Jones Richard F. And then designated record keeper Jones Richard F. You can't be all three of those typically. I'm just trying to figure that out real quick. Let's see campaign statements. Pages 1. He didn't even sign his campaign statement. Okay. So he wasn't a real candidate.
Eleanor Wicker, good morning. No, but that's what I'm saying. But that's why I gave him a shout out. You helped. You did more good than you think you did with this third ward race. I could give him his congratulations. I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm
You know,
giving him congratulations. But now, like when we getting off into the jail, yeah, Jed said he coming back. You know, he gonna come with 200 people. But I want to see Flint get out. Coretta Hodge, good morning. I want to see the Flint people get out because this is what protesting is. You know what I'm
right?
saying? You can't, you know, like to me, if somebody coming, you will know. I'm not gonna say Flint had some people who came that wasn't questionable, but if this man showing you, and it's been other people who been, you know what I'm saying, and that's probably why people got Flint fatigue. If somebody do come, they be like, man, you know what I'm saying, we've been used. Yeah, it have been, it might have been had came, man, but that don't mean you don't stop because maybe the right one will come and bring change.
And here's the deal with protest, right? Like, you have to be able to get people excited or motivated to get out of their houses, especially, when it starts warming up and it gets rather sweaty outside, right?
Right.
If you don't have that kind of charisma, that kind of personality, people just ain't going to line up. And how many actual protests have we seen in Flint over the water,
K. Michelle, good morning. Yeah.
say, in the last 5 years?
No, because it's been a lot of, because
Everyone's had that dry personality. We got to go out and, man,
yeah,
you're not getting anyone excited. You're not getting anyone riled up enough to get out there.
and that's the thing. And that to me where it brings us to Jed. Because Jed it's something different. Like we gotta be honest. Everybody know that, you know what I'm saying? It was a lot of division going on. You know what I'm saying? There's no
Mhm.
secret. If Jed is gonna be the one that can get everybody on, I mean, not become friends. Let me say this again. Not to become friends, but on the same page. What's wrong with that?
Right? Like, and I think A, he is a very charismatic individual. He speaks and everyone wants to listen, right?
Yeah.
But B, like Flint just doesn't have those sort of personalities right now. And a lot of them are getting, without being, too rude about it, old. And I don't mean old as in the physical sense. I just mean that it's the same voices that have been speaking up for so long that people just kind of tune it out. It isn't like Flint fatigue, but it's, when you run like the sink for too long and you just kind of start to ignore the water running.
Right.
That's what a lot of people are experiencing right now. You could have, you, me, Wentus, yeah, let's go ahead and throw Woodson in there, Jones, whoever else you want to. Everyone's heard our voices for years
Facts.
now. Jed is something new, something refreshing, and he does bring with him a following. And let's face it, people are more likely to join something when they know others are already going to be there.
Right, and because I kept this up with Ernst and Young said we understand, Mickey. Many of the residents we have talked to are scared of retaliation, and you do see the
Mm-hmm.
retaliation. See, that's a lot that ain't nobody looking at. H. Sprague, good morning. See, a lot of people is missing that. Like this is the retaliation. Like this is showing you abuse of power. Maybe because you may be cool with him, he ain't did that to you yet. But you don't know who might get in. You want to clear this up because maybe the next mayor might be coming in, might not be close friends with you.
I
And
mean, we saw this.
the door swing both ways, man. 1 minute it be going for you, then 1 minute it be against you. But that's why you want to kind of get this nonsense cleaned up. Where it's back, they working for the people. There's no way you should be scared of the administration or the council people. They should be scared of the residents.
Yeah, yeah. God, I've got somewhere in the house hanging up. There's a saying, and it says, "When the people fear the government, there is tyranny. When the government fears the people, there is freedom."
Yeah,
Same applies at local, small level government.
yeah. And that's what it is. Like Jed, it's nothing saying what the other activists have done during their time, man. I ain't saying ain't none of them ain't been fighting. You know what I'm saying? They've been fighting like hell. You know what I'm saying? We might have didn't like how they was fighting, or you know what I'm saying, but to have somebody else that can come in and help, because what I think what a lot of time where we get confused at unapologetic, good morning. D Dreams, good morning. Lasagna Larry, good morning. I think okay, that's what's up, Earth. That's what's up. He took your call but wouldn't take mine. Choking the shit out of him when I see him. But let's get back to the show.
Hey, don't go for the carotid.
The
You
show
might give him another one.
ain't going right for it. But this is who is this book? I don't know who the
Buck
has
Rogers,
I don't I don't know
he's
who that
gone. That's all that
yeah.
really matters
I
about
don't know.
him.
to be honest with you, you never know who none of these fake pages is. You know what I'm saying? But I do believe like the supporters for Jed, the other side got supporters too. Everybody gonna have their people out there. It's just, you know what I'm saying, when you hide behind Wild Man, give him grace today.
H Spag right here. I believe that's what it says. I'm getting old. Do we think the pastors will join? If enough people start voicing their concerns, being loud about it, I think so, because those pastors are going to be, let's face it, man, they're running a business, not a church. They're going to be worried about losing their parishioners, losing their customers, losing,
They should.
losing donations in that
They
little
should.
change basket every week.
They should, though.
So while you're in church, Flint residents or surrounding area, bring up to your pastor, bring up to your reverend, bring up to your, if you happen to be of the Catholic persuasion, to your fathers, and say, hey, why aren't you speaking out more about this? Start putting a bit of pressure on them. You don't have to be mean about it.
No, but that's what
they're supposed to be community leaders. This affects the community.
Facts.
Get with it.
Yeah, facts. And it's like, that's what I'm saying. And I get it with, like, like I say, everybody gonna have their defenders. But it's just, to me, Jed is putting a lot of people on point right now. You know what I'm saying? Jed didn't put people on the point. It said have the active fight like hell, or was it unorganized combined with a little grift? Miss Bev and Jed are exposing a lot. Now, you right with that on Mark Hutchinson. Like I said, the Jed is the gift to keep giving. Deborah Luna just gifted somebody. Man. When you put money before God, you serve. It serves.
Looks like J.E. received it.
Facts. When you put money before God, you service a bad thing, and it is. But
here's the reason why Jed and Ms. Bev are exposing a lot, because they're not being controlled by the two political camps in Flint straight up. Like, they come in, they do what they're going to do, and it throws everyone into chaos because they can't control the narrative. That's why you see a lot of these folks in Flint right now throwing a fit because Jed said he's coming back. He said he's bringing more people. He said he's bringing the casket. He said he's moving into Flint until the next mayoral election. It is freaking people out because they can't control them.
Hey, that right there got some people. My Muslim brother that tapped in, be live. Yeah, no, that guy. And so you're going to see people coming out here trying to defend. Like I say, I understood it. That don't mean I agree with it, but I understood what was going on. You know what I'm saying?
You might as well start calling some of these folks,
SD, good morning.
DJs, because there's some spin doctors out there. They're going to try to spin it every which way but Tuesday just to make Jed seem unreliable or this or that.
Facts. I've been telling people that Jonathan Joy, what it do, good brother. I've been, like, you see what Miss D said, smash that like button. And I agree with you. Jed put pastors out not like they used to be 30 or 40 years ago. We now have businessmen in church and do not have a backbone. Facts. But they get mad at me because it's not one that you should see them pastors supposed to be like that. When you seeing people being oppressed like this, Barb Harrington, good morning.
Look, when your pastor wears a better suit than your lawyer, you need to find yourself a new church.
In facts. And they can't call Jed an outsider no more because now he's a resident of Flint. Good morning, Maxter. Yeah, they upset.
And yet, look at all these, Flint residencies, long-timers, Flintstones, whatever you want to call them, who can't get nearly as much traction as Jed can. And Jed was the outsider.
But sometimes you need.
How about you just up your game then? Don't get mad at the man for doing your job better than you. Do your job better.
But sometimes it's like an extension. Maybe he came back and saying, okay, let me come with a different strategy. Okay, y'all tried it this way. You know what I'm saying? Not saying you ain't been in the fight. He just came back, okay, let me do something like this because these methods that I use work. Because as you can see, that when it's first time doing the casket, like it was said, people they do that in Chicago all the time. You know what I'm saying? But the smart ones, and I'm going to tell you this, the smart ones, as you see, knew how to get right on it. Like, no, this is what's going on. Now, everybody sometimes the stubbornness is going to still be in the way. Some still going to probably try to fight it. You know what I'm saying?
Because they can't profit off of it. If they can't put their name in front of it, I'm sorry. Look, some of these activists, I love that word. And I think I saw it was from Chai Girl. said it like 2 weeks ago. I'm still using it. A lot of these activists can't get behind someone else because they can't put their name up front and catch a couple dollars off of it. Just watch who doesn't want to work with Jed. Watch who doesn't want to help him with his uh, protest rallies, whatever. Watch who can only talk trash about him. Those are the ones you want to be wary of. And don't get me wrong, if I see him do something sideways, I'm going to, call it out. Right now is going to be very polite because, hey, the guy is just coming in. He's done a lot more work than I have. I've been trying to do this for 3 years now.
It's just like I say, sometimes a breath of fresh air can change anything. Anomaly. Good morning.
That's the deal, right? Like,
Maxter, happy belated Mother's Day to you too. You just back in the country yet? Is you Maxter? No,
she's not in the country yet.
I know she be Maxter be all out, but that's the thing. Like I say, but as you can see, you can start, you can see it. To me, I would have thought the mayor would have seen the change, and I'm gonna still go back to this. Whoever advising him, I would have went out there and met him and had a conversation. But we can go ahead and maybe you can't do. You have to be real sometime. To me, I would have thought that Sunflower 34. Good morning. I would have thought that's how you would have been played it. But what you did, you got off into a pissing contest. And now you have Jed as a resident.
And the funny thing about that pissing contest is, what does Jed really have to lose here? You can lock him up for 48 hours. Now he's upset. Now he's kind of angry and he has an axe to grind. He has nothing to lose. The man's got himself set wherever he wants to go and do whatever he wants to do. What he wants to do right now is mess with Mayor Neely. Make sure he gets out of that office. He done messed up.
No, but see, it's effective that why you think they so mad? You got a pastor putting the PPO on them. This is where like then you got the state rep. Now I'm gonna go back. Her word. I felt it was a terrorist. Are you really serious? It's like whoever wrote that statement and she signed off on it. Like, yeah, say I put this out here, Miss Lewis. Good morning. Got to be like terrorist, right? Water being poisoned, that wasn't terrorist action.
Man, how about using cops as hired thugs to harass old people?
But that's what I'm saying. This is what you getting out of this. This is what you've been getting. And can you imagine? And Winters never gave no names. I got to get Scoop a shout out on this. Right. Yes, Ernst Young, that make her a liar too. Bam 23. Agree with the mayor, could have shut it down by coming out and showing it didn't bother him. That's what I've been trying to say, Bam 2300. Thanks for tapping back in. I've been trying to tell people this. He's not no Coleman Young. When they be want to act like he'd go down as one of the you'll never go down as one of the great ones. Because when it be time to show up, to show that you great, but you can show great. I can have you arrested. I can use my position to bully you, this and that. Jed them just showing, but people been hollering about how they've been getting abuse of power, been getting dead wrong.
And it's great that it was caught on so many cameras, and Jed was able to use that footage to show every one of his followers, right? Like, you've gotten footage of people getting arrested for some BS.
Yeah.
And it didn't really go all that far, right? But how, I'm on YouTube right now. Let me look up investigate and advocate.
Yeah. I've seen what Nell put up there. Said my mother called LaShawn to concede the race. Usually the loser called the winner, but my mom was trying to be the bigger person. LaShawn hung up in her face. See, but that, you know what? But see, this is what the type of stuff they've been so used to. They were saying how Liddell was doing it, how Candace been running it, how Leon, Councilman Leon up there, Councilwoman Judy Priestley. And let me say the other two, Councilwoman Candace and Councilwoman Liddell. You know what I'm saying? They've been up here running, and sometimes you would take on that same personality. Thank you, Stanley Wood, with the $5 super chat. He said, free Stanley Wood, 18. Hey, Stanley, I got you. I'm going to get over there. I'm going to get over there and get it together. Got you. For we won't have a blocking gate going on.
Wait, who's done been blocked? What? Stanley, I didn't do it.
You probably did not. I don't know who did it, but we're going to get down to it. John Campbell, let me see what John says. John said, forget being the mayor. How do you not come outside as a man to protect your family?
Yeah.
Hey, listen.
At that point, it's not even protecting your family, right? Because we all know who Jed is.
Right.
If you're in and around the politics of Flint, you know this man. You know he's not a threat. You step out there and be like, even if he came to my place, I'd step out and, hey, dude, what can I do for you? What's going on? Why are you in front of my place? And you just talk, right?
Mm-hmm.
Instead, the mayor turtled up and then he sends his wife out to call the man a terrorist. And I've read the definition of terrorist on our
Right.
shows several times. It is the use of violence or the threat of violence to influence a political action. I didn't see no violence. I didn't hear no violence. I didn't feel no violence coming from Jed whatsoever. So, but using cops and ripping little old lady's shoulders out of socket. That's violence. That's terrorism. But we don't talk about that, right?
Nah, it ain't. But see, that's the way they trying to the narrative that they spinning. It just show how the news misinterpreted what they saying, and you know what I'm saying. But good morning, Miss Beverly Biggs, Levy in the building. But it just showed you Jed done. But this is the stuff we've been trying to get out there, and Jed came and highlighted it. But I just think what Neely didn't understand. Now you finna have the cameras back on the city of Flint, but we needed it.
Mm-hmm. I mean, thank you, Mayor Neely.
Right.
First thing you've done right by doing wrong.
Yeah, a black mayor jailing black activists. Not a good look. Seriously, even when Art went to jail, when he got locked up for, you know what I'm saying? It's like with all the stuff that this mayor has done, but Jed was something different. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of times, don't get it twisted. You know what I'm saying? That's how you got people trying to, Lorna, good morning. You seeing, the mayor got people trying to come out and defend his what's the name. Dude, it was a peaceful protest. We ain't been seeing protests in Flint. So people ain't, you know what I'm saying?
He's used to just walking over people.
Yeah. And it's just like now it's being called out. Like we had Jason, we the people. Tanya Magnum, good morning. Yes, he did. Supporting from New York. See what I'm saying? They got black mayors want to come up here and it's finna change. Neely just what he did out of his arrogance. And that's usually what happened. His arrogance got the best of him. And now he running like I used to be told when my parents be like, you running with a chicken with his head cut off.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Javier Ellis, good morning.
Neely's got too many fires and not enough water. I mean, some of those fires are actual fires running around the city of Flint. They still haven't found the people setting those houses up, but that's another thing altogether. And you're right, it is his arrogance. Pride cometh before the fall, and he definitely showed a lot of pride.
And you see this, all the bloggers is following Jed arrest, but that just showed you how bad, how bad it is for them.
Mm-hmm. And you know what? With it kind of being slow-ish news cycle nationwide right now, except for a couple of tariffs here and there and something about an airplane, it really does help bring in more focus. I don't think Neely could have messed up at a worse time for his own little political ambitions than when he did.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's going to be great. I can't wait to watch this blow up even more. And I know that sounds horrible to say.
But he put it on, this mayor put it in his crew, put it on himself. That's what I be saying. Good morning, Michelle Young. Thank you for tapping in. Andre Holland. That's why you, Juju Lamar, good morning. That's why somebody supposed to be next to him like, hey, man, you going too far. But you don't have no thinkers around you. When you ain't got
he has yes men around him.
Oh, he got enablers of people. Oh, he finna do this. He finna do this. But don't you know it come a time? It's only so much he can do before he got to realize he don't have that complexion. There's only so much you gonna do before they gonna pull you like, hold up. Before you go, you can get too far. Nah, they got protocols for blacks. So he didn't went too far. He should have just, you know what I'm saying, he should have used a method like Jed used. Truth.
Laura Reck, I'll tell you exactly what she is scared of. Reading. Her and that ABC reporter, neither one could read.
And that's crazy. And you see Jed coming with some other mayors from other cities want to show up. That's why I hope Flint show up too. Peacefully.
Peacefully, loudly.
Yeah. This how you get things. Yeah, Jed probably not. Jed can't make them do this, but you get enough people here. What up, brother Lumi in the building? You know what I'm saying? I think the mayor ain't really see it. You know what I'm saying? I still to this day don't think he ain't seen it. And the people, even his spiritual advisors around him, let you know they not listening. He not listening to them. He not listening to them. They listening to him. That just show you how crazy this whole thing is.
And I don't even know what I was about to say. I'm just wrapped up in this. I mean, we see
Common sense.
All these lies. Hell,
Right.
primary night. I don't like calling it election night. I get confused in my own head. But primary night, Jed was walking up and talking peacefully to Liddell. Not yelling nothing about her, just saying, hey, can we sit down and have a conversation? What don't you like about me? I'll let you know what I don't like about your governance. She ignored him, cold shoulder, the entire time. Right? Like, how are you going to move past any of these problems if you're not willing to sit down and have a conversation? And that was all he was wanting to do. Sit down, have a conversation. I've never seen him ambush anyone. I've gone through his stuff. You know, when I was told he was coming, I'm like, who the hell is this gentleman? I'll be honest, I didn't know who he was. So I went through and I looked at his stuff. I have not seen him just randomly ambush people. I have not seen him play any dirty jokes. I haven't seen him, lie outright in any of that. He just gently sits there and tries to have a conversation. When you ignore that, like Neely did, like Liddell did, you look like a fool. You look like you're trying to cover something up. That's like talking to your kid about whatever the hell they done wrong and they refuse to engage with you. Okay, now it's time for a grounding. In these folks' case, it's a grounding from politics. You're just not getting reelected. You've got till next year. And right now, it's really looking like a lot of people are going to be pulling out to get a lot of those chairs replaced.
As it should be, to be honest with you. What up, Snowman? Raymond Stripling. Yeah, but I mean, the first time that we really hear this state rep talk, this is what you coming with. You was this scared.
Yeah, that is the first time we heard her talk, huh?
I don't get it.
I don't think I've heard her ever have a press release before. That's insane.
Right. Yeah, I don't get it. I've been trying to set up like you wasn't tripping off the water. I think it is a meeting today. Is it a city council meeting today, people?
I'll check for you.
Yeah, I think it is a city council meeting today. But it's like this is what she came with. Like, is anybody talking? Even your spiritual advisors? Nobody sitting up there talking like, Mayor, you can't be letting this go down. You gotta stop. You gotta deal. You know what I'm saying? You gotta get some. So it's nobody that's around him that can talk sense into him. Because all we hear, oh, he finna lose it. Okay, well now you losing it with the right person that got time like you got time.
Special Affairs Committee and regular City Council meetings are the second and fourth Mondays of each month. So yeah, there should be one today.
Yeah, but 4:30, I'll be there. That's what I'm saying. They sitting up here, like this is crazy, man. This whole thing, but don't nobody want to say.
I wonder if Leon's inexperience could actually benefit him here. Like, do you think he would sit down and have a conversation with Jed?
Listen,
if Jed were to approach, because I can see he doesn't really dance to the same tune as Liddell and Candace. He definitely takes the same beat, right? But maybe he would sit down, have a talk, and maybe he could see the error of some of his ways, or maybe we could just understand the man better. Other than,
to be honest with you, I don't think this mayor will probably let him do it.
I mean, what's he gonna do if Jed just shows up at some event that he's there? Is he gonna pick up the phone and let me call the mayor real quick? Like, show me weakness, please.
No, they already showing you that Woodrow, what it do? Yes, there is a meeting rolling up 75. Might see, I'll be there, Woodrow. I get to talk to Woodrow. We're gonna talk about the baby old boys on the way. But
Some memes
but,
you wish would die.
but look at it. You even got Charlie LaDuff on this now. And
Mm-hmm.
then he didn't know the connections that, like, Jed, like, I guess he tried to deal with Jed how he was dealing with the regular folks here. Like, a lot of people you got to handle different. Facts, Miss Eunice. And I agree with Miss Eunice on that. She said, she said, what's to understand? He's about the money, nothing more, nothing less. Facts.
True enough, but hey, he's the only one I can see not immediately shooting Jed down as he's walking up to talk to him.
Listen, man.
One of them is my family member, and I know that she'd just say, nope, close the door or walk away. We already saw what Liddell did. We know Candace would either freak out and walk away or just walk away. I mean, tell me I'm wrong here. He's the only one that has a slightly different attitude. Now, this don't mean that I support the man or even like the man. Never even met him. But I think if out of those four, that Leon's the only one that might be able to talk to Jed, might talk to him.
That's what you're going with?
That's what I'm going with. I'd put it at a 60-40, 40 talking, 60 no, but the rest are like 99.9 ad infinite.
You know what? I can't say it because this mayor, the way he running it, you know what I'm saying? On that case, we would have had, you would have been seeing it by now. And I go back to this. Remember when they was doing the what's name? He was Kerry Nelson throughout the whole process, right? When they was picking for third ward, remember when the councilors get the pick? Remember he was Kerry Nelson. Remember he got into it with AC Dumas. So you really think that he would dare go against the mayor, and he been rolling with the mayor all now. He gonna change, and this mayor and how he like to play games. Come on,
I don't know. Like
I watched him with Jason.
He's the only one that said Bev Biggs, and I think he might have been joking around, or he
That's
might have
what it
forgotten X,
was.
Y, or Z. But he was willing to break away with the program just for a second, even if it's just a joke around.
And what happened when he damn near thought he blew it? What has
He
he
got
been
yelled
doing?
at by a psychopathic
Okay.
woman, but I mean, I've
Nah,
been yelled at by psycho women before. I'm still who I am.
nah, he got that call. Got called down to the mayor's office.
I mean, what's the mayor gonna do? The check's already been cashed. I mean, what?
Lose that support and find somebody else to put in that seat. That's what can happen.
I
And,
don't think
and
Leon's
can
gonna
hold up
run
money.
again.
And can hold up money.
I don't think Leon's going to run again.
You think
the man is getting a lot more attention than he wants.
I listen. I watched how he was going back and forth with Jason We the People, and I don't think, and I'm not being funny and nothing. I don't think because Jason, when he got up there, he filmed everybody, all 1 through 8. You know what I'm saying? He filmed them. While Leon was making them, to me, it's to me. You can tell Leon like how he was the calm, cool, and collective. How he was cool, like he wasn't letting them rattle him. Now Leon, like he's been getting rattled lately. Like how he been up there smiling, doing his head. You know, I just sit back and see how a person can lose their cool and be like, you can tell it's getting to them. This would if you think they not hurt from LaShawn not making it to that seat.
Oh, they're hurt.
I don't know what you watching, Trevor.
I know they're hurt. Come on, dude. When did I ever say that?
Yeah, no, I'm just
think
saying.
it's just
They hurt Nancy Adams. Good morning.
I don't know. If you see it turn into a 5-4 split with the 5 being Dennis's side,
yeah,
you might see 1 or 2 of them jump on over. We've already seen Candace try to play nice with them.
Try, and she was only doing it in conversation.
She tried.
But in conversation only. They thought LaShawn had that seat. Now you might see, because what we do know come August, they will be having a new president, a new vice president, and a new finance chair. Now, what I could
new head of government ops, a new head of legislative committee, yeah, a new head of everything.
That's what I'm trying to tell you. I can see that, man. They scrambling right now, Trevor. They frustrated. Why you think they were so mad? Why you think that they listen, man? New rules is coming. New rule. If they can suspend them rules, they can do it with 5 votes.
Man, hey, they have said it's the 5 votes, but they'll get the city attorney to say it's back to 6. But there is a chance that you could be back up front with the tripod again.
No, I don't want to be back up there.
I said you could. I didn't say you'd have to.
No, I don't want to be back up there. Can you imagine all the problems we're gonna have back in the front?
Oh man, the problems you already have. Yeah.
But this what I want to know is we still got the ambassadors? Are the ambassadors still around? Or was
That's
that
something that,
just something made up?
man, I think that was just a made up campaign ploy. That's that. No one's heard of those ambassadors before. And you brought up the ward captains before and how Neely was deathly against that back when he was a city councilman. But all of a sudden you changed the name and it's fine now. No, it wasn't a thing then. It's not a thing now. He's probably dropped it because it failed to get her in that seat. It did get her quite a few votes because she was the ambassador.
Right. Well, Miss D said I saw someone say there's another recount. How many times can you count 500 votes? And
this is the first official recount. You have to wait. I think it's a week after it's certified to put in a recount. If it's within 1%, which it is.
No, that's what
after
I was.
It's going to cost.
No, that's what I was saying. I was responding to Woodrow when he said I think they will still be around. No, that's what I'm saying. Come August, when whoever take that third ward seat, we finna have new presidents. We finna have new president, new vice president, and a new finance chair, like you say, over governmental ops. Boy, they about to be. Oh, we know we not finna see no more. I bet Michelle Young said, I bet no one see the ambassador at any press conference.
No, of course not. Because being at those press conferences, I think cost her a lot of votes. I think her just standing next to Neely cost her a lot of votes.
Woodrow, LaShawn will likely run again in 26, so she needs to continue exposure. I'll say this, the people that thinking that they gonna get behind the mayor, he gonna do more damage than good to him now.
But now watch this. The second that Ms. Bev gets up there and it turns 5-4 the other way around, the opposite of what we're used to seeing. You're going to see spin doctors come out. Oh, they passed this and this is terrible for the city. They did this and this is terrible for the city. Oh, they gave money to this ward for this and that's terrible for the city. Watch. Somehow they're going to turn it to be a negative that people's homes are getting repaired, or a negative that the budget is balanced, a negative that there's an actual safety plan. I bet you.
Now we're going to see what type of politician that we got as a mayor. That's all this time. I mean, he wasn't forced to do nothing. Maybe he had to start coming down to council now. Maybe he going to have to show up. Maybe the CFO not going to be able to come down there and say, I don't know, the numbers ain't matching. Maybe he might get let go.
Man, I can see Dennis sitting there when his side has a majority saying, okay, your numbers aren't matching. You don't know.
Right.
I want you to get back with me next council meeting, and you're going to come up here and explain to me how the numbers aren't matching and why you don't know and what you know then.
Right. Ain't going to be no little, you got a minute to talk to the mayor. No, you ain't finna have no minute. Hey, listen, I know if Eric could see this, then Eric could be like, listen, bring him up front. Robert Sharon, thanks for tapping in. Good morning to you. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah. Will he attempt to keep her as an ambassador even at the election? That would be messy. But what's messy, but what was messy, we had the ENA board member, Kamala Buford. Good morning. What was messy that you had an ENA board member partaking in this craziness. That's what don't make no sense to this day.
Which ENA board member? I'm sorry, the entire board except for one.
No, she was an ambassador. Far as I'm concerned. No, she was an ambassador. This was the ENA
I get that.
Yeah. But how is you playing this? You on the Ethics and Accountability Board. Did you hear the word? I said Ethics and Accountability Board. Show me where that was ethics at, that a mayor can pull something right out of the air. And when it was Ward's Captain Woodrow, Neely wasn't going for that. All that do is undermine. Even when I was saying you should have that You know what I'm saying? That's somebody that's in that could work with the council person. Now, I'm not. Don't get me wrong. I'm not against no ward ambassadors. I feel like each ward should have one, but it should be written into the charter. You
Mm-hmm.
should create a position. The council person do need somebody that can help him. You know what I'm saying? Like we be having all them what is they called? These damn
Neighborhood associations.
no the block where they be having the clubs at. It should
Oh
be one
yeah.
in every ward. And that's what the ambassador should be working at. It
Well, I
should
mean,
be something like that.
your city council folks, they don't get an actual livable salary, right? It's just a little.
Right.
It's supposed to be something a little extra
But they
for their time.
but they voted against their own when they could have did it though. You had
Well,
something that was man, they moving millions of dollars, Trevor. Hear me
oh
out.
no, I'm trying to reinforce your point here, right? Like city council folks have to have to go to work, or
Right.
they should, and working in 9 to 5 or 12 to 12, whatever type of shift they may be working, is time away from their constituents. So yeah, they do need some help. Uh, block cat or ward captains, ward ambassadors, or block parties, whatever the hell it is, to have someone appointed. And hey, while I can't go talk to everyone, can you also go talk to people and bring me their concerns, bring me their wants, needs? That's just smart.
Right.
Now, and you're right, it does need to be in the charter,
Yeah,
because
that's what
just
I'm saying.
making something up out of thin air,
Nah, facts.
no.
But see, people be scared, Trevor, because they'd be like, "Oh, this person can undermine me." If you ain't BSing, yeah, probably they will challenge you. But what I'm saying,
Here's the thing, right? How are they going to undermine you? Because if you're doing right, and if you're bringing money into your ward, if you're fixing things into your ward, it's your vote fixing it. And yeah, they can go behind your back and say, "Oh yeah, I convinced them to do this, I convinced them to do that," whatever. At the end of the day, it's still your vote.
yeah, and
So stop being paranoid.
right, and this sounds so true. Well, Mark, and I agree with you. Mark said Linda Booth shows you very clearly there ain't no ENA board. Stop
Mm-hmm.
playing with it. They are Neely advocates, plain and simple.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it showed. But don't nobody want to look at that. When Reverend Threlkill said that FBI friends, brothers, and in-laws, this is what you're seeing right now. I ain't saying maybe prior administrators, I don't know, but this one here has showed you. Even like I said, when Winter said people, because they was out there at a peaceful protest, they was getting bullied, people calling phones and stuff. See, people don't know that behind the scene, this is the work that's been getting did. You know what I'm saying? You can't say nothing. The mayor don't want you to say this. So are y'all all right with how y'all living in Lumi? I don't know if it's still stuff in people's basement, but you had people saying it was as far as the backup. Don't let me lie to you.
I mean, that
And said
thousands of dollars that homeowners insurance, if you have it, still wouldn't cover, and she still voted against her own residents.
that's
How
what
does
I'm
that
saying.
even make sense? How,
Right.
how do you how do you not get recalled there? Okay, wait. There were several recalls.
Go through
They
her
just
ward.
Man, I've been through her ward.
And then you see blue tarps on them houses.
I saw tarps on them houses. I saw abandoned drug paraphernalia on the side of the road. That park that she's always so proud about had potholes that could swallow me. Like in the middle, like sinkholes. The roads are jacked up, trees are falling over. There's rusted out, beat up, nasty old cars sitting in people's front lawns that have just rusted to hell and are no longer drivable. But she thinks she's doing a good job. There isn't even a fucking single glimmer of hope in that ward. People are just beaten down. The only people that seem to like her are the ones in her immediate vicinity.
That just show you how sweet cupcake on break. Good morning. Thanks for tapping in. That's the point that I'm saying. That right there, like when she saying she doing the work. What the work is you doing? Good morning, Cassidy Wade and tapped in. What's the work that she doing?
Oh,
I've been
she's
trying to
doing some
figure
really
it out.
hard work. She's
Yeah.
moving people out of Flint faster than anyone else.
And you didn't call, and that's what I'm saying when she said she don't have a shop vac. You know what I'm saying? She couldn't do this when people was calling you and they got mad because
Man,
people reached out to the councilwoman of the sixth ward, and you mad about that? Like, I
here's the
mean,
thing,
listen,
right?
go ahead.
Look, when you have an issue at the federal level, you call your representative to Congress or your senator.
Mhm.
You call them and tell them about it. And usually they direct you toward resources.
Right.
That is part of their job to know. That is what a city council person's job inside the city of Flint is, to know resources for you to call. Hey, did you know that there's actually a direct way for you to receive a payment from the city of Flint for its own failures that directly impact you?
Fact.
No? Maybe your council person should have talked to you about that. And yes, there are some caveats to it, like, oh, I blew out a tire in one of your potholes and it destroyed my rim. They won't pay for that. But if you mess up 3, they will.
Man, I just had hit 2 potholes in 2 different cars, and they've been in the shop.
Mm-hmm.
From
If
time
you mess up,
picking
yeah.
nails up, I can tell you how many times I done picked nails up from leaving. I was thinking somebody was putting them in the tire. I ain't really got that one together yet, but
But
I'm
when a
telling
city
you,
pump station happens to fail and it floods your basement with excrement and raw sewage, and oh yeah, standing water is a great place to breed things like necrotizing fasciitis or other such wonderful things, especially considering Flint water, so Legionnaire's disease. The city of Flint has a fiscal responsibility to fix that. No, the council person doesn't have to go there with a damn shop vac, and I hate that she said that. It really did drive
it's
me up the wall. No, your job is to contact the city, contact the clerk, whoever, get the phone number, call your resident back and say, here's this phone number. I don't care if you're on vacation. Guess what? Being an elected representative is a 24/7, 365 job.
facts.
You get paid a salary for 24/7, 365. You don't get paid per meeting. You get paid literally just to exist, to handle these people's concerns. If you're in Maryland, then guess what? Pick up your damn phone.
You see this right here? Now
I
this
see that
Chris.
right there.
Yes, my water's brown. That's what I'm saying. Even Snow saying how his water was. That's
Mm-hmm.
what I'm telling y'all. This is the stuff, but they ain't mad about that. I be over my homeboy crib all the time. He stay in the 5th ward. This dude, when you turn it on, you have to let the water run.
Yeah.
Have to let the water run. That show you how crazy stuff is, but you know, they ain't mad about that. You know what I'm saying? They mad about because somebody showed up with a casket and got the attention of the
They're
nation.
mad at Miss Quanta for walking around council with a damn sign.
Oh,
They're mad at people for sneezing and coughing. They're mad at people for laughing. They're mad. They're mad.
loving me. Good morning. Thanks for tapping in. Facts. They man, listen, they clapping. If you clap, you gotta send. They really think they got some kids down there. You don't
Right?
supposed to be doing this. Liddell done cussed out Pastor Thompson not once but twice. Cussed out Maurice Davis at the school, but she ain't get banned from going to the school. Shout out to the superintendent and the school board for
Yeah.
that one.
I'm still trying to figure out why it's allowed for her to collude with members of the school board on trying to sabotage people and programs that they had coming into the schools to help the kids. But I'm not a cop.
But that just show you how stuff is. Did you see that? Michelle Pfeiffer, good morning. See, look at Snow. I'm looking at my brown water in real time as we speak. That just show you Michelle Pfeiffer, good morning. That just show you the type of people that we dealing with. But I'm just saying, do you think Liddell don't care about if that water get fixed or not? She trying to out
No,
here throw parties. Oh, we got a basket. I wondering right now how that league going that they created. Is that
man,
league still going? You can get a ring, Liddell, or in the championship. How that's going so far? Y'all
man, I guarantee you most of those kids have already dropped out. That league is already falling apart. Why? Because it's fun for a minute. I'm sorry. It's like ice cream, right?
yeah.
You need ice cream before you can put the toppings on. How about you make sure those kids have a stable place to live? How about you make sure their parents don't have to fight, you know, decide what they get this month for their page or with their paycheck? Is it groceries? Is it medicines? Is it clothes? Is what do the kids need? How about you fight to get some actual commerce coming into the city of Flint? And I guarantee you, when you get an actual working economy in the city of Flint and people don't have to make do with what they got, you're going to see a drop in the violence too. Holy shit. It's two-pronged right there. Now kids are flourishing and they're not getting shot on the streets. I don't have a PhD, so I'm just an idiot sitting here with a camera in front of me.
And it's the same thing. People forgot Liddell went up to Billy Dantzler's job. See, but they don't see none of that. These people will try to mess your job up. Take any if you feel like you getting money, they'll stop you from getting money. I ain't never seen so many people that and that's why I be telling you when I see them people that's defending the mayor saying this and that, it's like I hear him talking. They lips moving, but I know it's some strings being pulled. Because if they was being Miss Gladys, good morning. If they was being real, you can look around the city. But
it's funny. We see Liddell's lips moving, but we hear Neely's voice come out.
But I still feel that same way when I'm seeing people running up here that's trying to defend going to a house, being peaceful protest, and they coming out. I would have shot. Y'all was gonna go to prison for murder. That's just open murder. No, and I say this, and I like the Coleman Young, and I'm just gonna be real with it. Jed, if you don't know Coleman Young, look him up. Coleman Young would have came out there and met him in the street. Then they might have scrapped afterwards. But Coleman Young was not going to be afraid to come out there and stand. If you for the people, do you really think the residents was going to sit up there and see y'all? The police was there, so I don't know. Like with his wife saying that she felt the police was there. What was you scared of? But you're not scared of people drinking
hell,
water. You had a neighbor was on their street saying their basement was flooding. But everybody forgetting that. But the mayor stay right down the street from you. Stay right down the street, and he don't care. Even when you went on his block, it was a hole there.
Right. And here's the funny thing, right? How many cops did we see there? Hell, you were covering it real time, Mr. Media Man. How many cops did you physically see present at the mayor's house? 5, 6, 7?
Man,
I don't hate to say it at all, Mark. Here's the thing. The city government needs to be terrified of the people again. And I'm not talking about in terms of violence, right? I'm talking about in terms of repercussions.
Mm-hmm.
Repercussions. And, I hate using her as an example. I really don't like the politician, but
good morning.
Maxine Waters said, get in their face. Don't let them have a moment of peace. I can see that being the same for Flint. You see Mayor Neely at the supermarket, and I hear he likes to go to Home Depot quite a bit. Anyway, you see him there, don't accost the man, but definitely give him a piece of your mind. And I'm not saying rudely or meanly, but hey, Mayor Neely, how come you constantly vote or have your people vote down this? How come you're constantly cracking down on people for that? How come you're jailing people for speaking out against you?
Right.
Just saying. And if it comes down to them fearing a lawsuit, well, then let the lawsuit put the fear of God into them.
Yeah, because Jason, we the people finna, and I agree with you, Mark. That's why I put it up here. That's why I put this up the top, because this is gonna happen to them. I hate to say it, but we the people guys going to sue the shit out of the city, and it's an easy win. The city gonna pay at least 5 figures because your organizations didn't stop from the jump. That's what I'm saying.
I don't hate to see it. I'm happy to see it.
Me neither, because this is what really, this is what they wanted. This is what you get when you play dumb, you get dumb answers.
And this is honestly, what you get. I'd say sue, who put him out? Was it Candace or Liddell?
That's what we the people said. No, you can sue the council people too.
Yeah, in their individual capacity.
And he took pictures of everyone up there. That's why I was saying when Leon came a little off hinge, he was playing. I don't think you should have played like that. Maybe you is right. Maybe he don't care about being. You say what?
Just like Ms. Gladys. She should be suing the police department and city council for putting her out unlawfully. And she should be suing the members of city council that voted to put her out, that told the cops to come and do that to her.
And you see what Tay-Tay been saying. I've been saying we have to sue their bonds. Yeah, what's up, Riri? Good morning. You go to suing them, they get the picture.
Riri, unfortunately, I'm about 1,400 miles away currently.
Yeah, Trevor in Florida.
I mean, I used to love going to city council meetings. It used to be like a weekly event for me. But I enjoy having a shooting range in my backyard and deer that aren't eating Sunoco pizza.
Facts.
I
That's what
love
I'm
that deer.
saying. Facts. But that's what they what all this administration did was just finna have some law. But now y'all getting finna be sued by people who not finna play. And I
Hmm.
found out when I was put out of council too. So I won't be saying that. Hey Jed, if you listen, I will be sending you when I got put out of council. Bad funny thing is the picture was with it. when they put me out. And that's all I'm gonna say on that. But I'm
Oh man, I remember that cop turning to you saying, "Do you want to get arrested?" Nope, I'm hitting the elevator right now. I'll see you next meeting.
yeah, but that just shows you we wouldn't have to go through this. Do you think 810 could be doing something? You think Flint After Dark could be doing something? We wouldn't be popping if the other places was talking about this. Super
Mm-mm.
Mayor Tiffany Henya, good morning. We wouldn't be doing nothing. We wouldn't even be here if Channel 12 was
100%.
doing it. But they had their
It
nose all turned up to us when we be coming down there. I'll
Man,
be
I
laughing.
remember the first time that we had an actual scoop and we were invited to a press conference. It was when Swanson arrested Cole.
Mm,
And ABC 12's CBS and another affiliate was there. And Wintus was, talking to Sheriff Swanson. And they were all just trying to shoulder her out the way. Like, she's asking real questions. You're trying to butter up a sheriff and the mayor. She's asking how this affected X, Y, and Z and how this can go down further. I do not like the local news stations in Flint. Actually, I just don't like the news, period.
no, but that's why you see independent Brian Burgess. Good morning. That's why she not a mayor no more. Oh, okay. Didn't know. Are you right, Tanya? Right. I'm just saying that just gave John for Marshall the cop destroy grabbing me.
Hmm?
Crickets and Curly attorney filed two motions. And I was looking at what Gladys said. She just gave John all her medical bills because she finished. She got a lawsuit going on. But
Right?
when you have sick the cops on the residents that come to council, that's what can happen.
Those ain't cops. Those are thugs. Look, I've seen military contractors with more finesse and respect for suspected terror targets
Mm.
than I saw that cop treat Miss Gladys. Then the cops treat Tanya, or Councilwoman Tanya Burns, as she was called to a scene when Jed was arrested. Then how they treated Jed. They wouldn't even give him name, badge number, or acknowledge his request for a superior on the scene.
Grand Rising, cuz. Thanks for tapping in, Maria. No, but that just showed you. But that also showed the layers of the disrespect that the police really had. But that was cold blooded how they disrespected a councilwoman. But then when Dennis came, you had the conversation.
I
That just
mean, yeah.
that showed you the disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So Jed did uncover a lot, but I don't think this mayor knew he was gonna get all his attention. Only can thank him for it. Thank you, Mayor. Thank you
I mean,
for putting the lights back on the city of Flint.
and this ain't nothing that Dennis did, right?
Nah, he didn't do nothing wrong. The
Like,
cop was
Dennis did
wrong,
the right thing.
as he should.
He showed up as he was called, just like Tanya showed up as she was called. They both did the
Right.
right thing. But that cop showing absolute disrespect to a woman and a woman of color. And then Jed, and then you immediately roll over and show your belly to the tall, statuesque, richer looking white guy.
Hmm.
Look, I'm not someone to call something that it isn't, but that really seems like some bitch shit. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it was disrespectful. But even some of the ones I'm not gonna say all of them be bad, but I also know they can play the good cop and the bad cop role. We've seen that too many
Mm-hmm.
times. But I get it. We can keep saying Raphael Bird, my good brother. It's what he says. Always somebody from outside to shake, and that's what you need
That
because the
is.
ones from outside not finna play by the same rules that we've been playing by. They're gonna say, "Okay, let me try this method because this worked over here." That's why I think with Neely, you can tell he's never ain't nobody really talking to him because this thing is he can come with this. Oh, this out of towner coming in. Liddell was out of towner. She might have been for here, but she just got called back. What you think Liddell was?
Yeah.
I,
What the hell's Doug Matthews?
and then when and like I said, when I oh man, that dude is a total hypocrite. Doug,
Didn't he come from out of town? Wasn't he summoned to Flint?
I don't know nothing
And
about
his husband, I believe, has worked for the Neely administration before. But this dude came from out of town to attack verbally and discredit and destroy Tanya Burns, Cherry Winfrey
it.
Carter, Eric Mays. He was an outsider, but they don't seem to care about where he came from.
No, they don't. Oh, they love that one. They love Doug like never been loved before. But then he
Also,
get
Doug
up
hit the
there.
like button.
Yeah, hit that like button, Doug. And Doug, you have your phone. Take your phone out and go ahead and record. See if people are tuning in and listening to you. They might do. You might have something that convince some people. But the BS that you pull in, then you want to critique. I thank you for watching. Like the view, but don't like you as an individual person.
No. Love the viewer just like the individual.
Yeah, I like and Doug
The
said
same could be
he
said for a
like to
lot of
talk
people.
junk, then hop in his car and run.
Shit.
I'm then gonna make posts on Facebook, but Liddell them and Candace them love that. Mark, I agree with you. Mark said your Flint police are undisciplined as heck. Backwards hat, beards, jeans, and t-shirts in official meeting. That is
They
troubling.
look
It shows no
actually
order, discipline. They are an accident waiting to happen. And
last meeting I saw had a really, really big cop, right? Wearing an itty bitty little plate carrier. The first thing I thought was, dude, if you're gonna wear it, wear the right one. Because like, oh, you're wearing a body armor plate under there for protection. The problem is that's not protecting your vital parts, you nitwit. I'm sorry, these cops are more like airsoft cosplayers than actual cops.
but it's like they looking for action. To me, they don't be coming to use de-escalation. They be coming like we finna arrest somebody. Like they want to come and crack heads.
You know what
That's
my
what.
old man used to say about cops? That a cop is someone who wakes up every morning, grabs their badge and their gun, and goes, "Oh boy, I hope I get to shoot someone today." And that is coming from an old white guy who served in the Navy in the 70s. Like he does not like cops or did not like cops. And he's definitely, before he passed, he saw a major trend about cops targeting certain types of folks, usually poor folks. When a rich person gets pulled over and the cop sees how much that car is worth and that's paid off, that there's no lien on the title or anything like that, usually gets to pull right away.
No, you can see how they do. You just see, listen, how I see how these police deal with the residents here, and then like how they deal with, like I said, I got to go back, how they deal with the councilwoman was blatantly disrespectful. Like, and
Mm-hmm.
people don't see that. You should lose your job like that. It should not be, oh, we give them a chance, you get to go here. No, when you showing you undisciplined, we don't need that type of people on the police force. That's why we had these problems that we having right now. Because when you can cut up like this, because in their mind, we get to put them, throw them, I can take you to jail. That is a form of harassment.
Uh-huh. That that is a form of threat, of subversion. I mean,
Yeah,
oh, if you don't show me the respect that I feel I am due
right,
because I wear this badge because I went to college for 6 months and took a course,
right.
then I can take you to jail.
Fact.
That is someone. Look, I'm gonna get crass, but it's me, not Winter. So that's some small dick energy.
I'm just saying,
That's
though.
a man that's insecure with himself.
Right. You can get me. I can take you to jail. Damn, can I take you to jail when you stepping over the line?
Take me to jail, and I will take your retirement
Yeah,
that
but
quick.
see, but they've been so used to getting away with this, and that's what they don't like with them cameras. Because now used to police like, damn, you know what I'm saying? Even when, like I say, Candace is such a liar. But I understood why a lot of people did elect her over there. I get it, but she's a liar. Like I never like. The whole situation with Jed. I hope Jed them do use that in court when she's saying it wasn't at ease, then we was at ease. When she was trying to
Mm-hmm.
say when they threw him out, some of these people don't need to. I'm telling y'all, they got people
But
in
that
position
at
who don't
ease,
need to
like,
be in there.
all right, you just accidentally did something. You gave that at ease some credibility. That is not a thing. It never has been a thing. They started using that as a tactic to try to break the breaking of quorum.
Right.
No, it's never been a thing. So it doesn't matter if you were or were not at ease.
But see,
You either were in session and doing something at the moment, or you were not, but you are not at ease.
but that's why they need to take this, and I hope Jed take this on a federal level so they can see how they've
Mhm.
been playing games down on the local level. If this mayor finna cause everything to blow up, good for him. Because if y'all sitting around there, to me, this should have been a wake up call to him. But I think he feeling like, well, I could buy. I'm just saying allegedly, I can buy an AC Dumas off. I could do this. You know what I'm saying? Because believe me, he working. Even with him study saying, because I believe it's not her. I do believe allegedly. In my opinion, I think this the mayor who want another recount. You didn't counted them things so many times. She got what she got. Them
And here's the funny
500 get
thing,
counted.
she's only allowed to recount it once, and it has to be with the state's approval. So if they were sitting up all night and trying to go through them again and again and again to try to catch something, that's illegal.
Allegedly, they was trying to go through it again and again.
It has to go through either the county election official or the state
But
every
this,
time you recount.
but this should show that, like, dude, this should be a wake up call. But instead of it being a wake up call to him, you know what he gonna do? I can get AC. I get AC, but
He's
ain't
going to hit
nobody.
snooze.
He
That's
got too
all
many.
he's going to do.
He got too many enablers around him. All they doing is carrying out his mission. Y'all too gonna be out of jobs playing around.
Man, what's he going to do after he's out of office? He's not going to go back to being a state rep. He's not going to be a city council person.
They'll
I
find
mean,
something for him to do. He was a
probably
great.
run a nonprofit.
He was a good one for him. Like, and Nancy, and I agree with you. Candace is a hateful person. What about the time she ripped into JWC and sorted her intelligence, called her all kinds of names? No respect, and that's supposed to be a constituent. That's what I'm telling you. And I know words is hard. It was commemoration, Rich. When you were saying, I understand because it just came on me. Demetrius Clark, what it do? It was called because it just dawned back on me because you was trying to say a word. It's called commemoration. I know words are hard. I mess them up too. But commemoration. That's what I want to throw that out there to you.
Jeez. Uh, it's not a morning bump without a shot or two thrown in Rich's general
I'm just
direction.
saying that, but it was because it came on my mind, man, when it was called commemoration when he's talking about the water thing. But that should tell you if you've been fighting that at 11 years, you need some more help. All you needed was a little spark. See, people get frustrated when they be thinking somebody gonna take their limelight. That's why you can
Yeah.
hear, oh, this, when they trying to tear down your character. Oh, they doing this and that. I'm over here. Man, listen, if you've been all over here, you should just stop.
Here's the really cool thing that Jed has going for him, right?
Talk to him.
So this has been a fight for 10 years. Jed has 10 years of everyone else's homework to work off of, what works, what doesn't, what he's done that has worked. He's got 10 years of this to work off of and make a plan, whereas everyone else was fumbling through the dark. And that's not saying that, hey, you're blind or dumb. That's saying this is new territory and you were the first to explore it. This man is using your mat. You should honestly say thank you for picking up the torch. Honestly, I think him,
Yeah.
as often as I think about him, I say, man, thankfully Jed's there because I still got, like I said, my daughter there, my mother-in-law, father-in-law, hell, even Aunt Judy are there. And he's sitting there fighting for a lot of the things that we've been fighting, right?
Mm-hmm. But did you see? But that's the thing, man. And I'm with you. But Jed didn't ever want to say he was gonna do it by himself, Trevor. He been
No.
asking for people for help. Like he
Yeah.
say, I'm cool with these people. Y'all might not be cool, but can we get together on this?
Mm-hmm.
And I understand that aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? When he's saying, like I said plenty of times, I don't like a lot of people he rolling with, but what I can be is respectful with. I understand the mission. You know what I'm
That
saying?
and
What the plan
you're not
is.
in high school.
Yeah, and I
They
understand.
don't have to, he doesn't have to be cool with the same people you're cool
Yeah,
with.
yeah, don't have to be. But if it's one goal, that should be the goal to get together and put his stuff over here. You know what I'm saying? Jed just gave, like you said, he putting a bigger spot. He's putting a bigger spot, even bigger light on it. And I know a lot of people finna come off from cameras. They love cameras here.
Right. And I mean, yeah, there's some activists that like to jump out, get their picture taken at an event or two, and then go home. We'll see how many of those get called out. And I don't think Jed would do it because he's trying to make these connections and do that. But I'll
No,
tell you what, if you're in this chat and you go to one of these events and you see someone show up, get a couple pictures taken, maybe do a live, then go home, and then talk about it later. You know, they're only there for a total of 10 minutes, and then talk about it like they're there the entire event. Start throwing their name out.
I do believe a lot of people I'm telling you, because what he did, I do believe a lot of them gonna want to come up there, gonna really get in. And I'm being honest with you, because it's finna be a lot of people watching now. Jed didn't put the eyes back on the city, so people gonna be. It ain't gonna be like last time. Like I think this time, you know what I'm saying. What they gonna have to do, I know they gotta whoever, like they say, which was been saying the ones who running it, they know they gotta put new people in because this what this mayor and his crew did, they cannot sit up here and say with a straight face.
I mean,
With a straight face that they
even
didn't
with
fumble this.
the puppeteers, they're gonna have to give concessions for a while. And you'll see things get better for the folks of Flint for a while. And that's even if the folks that handpicked all the how do I say that? The ops in Flint government.
Pastor
Right?
Neely got us. Tell Ashley we say good morning back.
That's even if they get to replace everyone one for one, they don't lose their majority. They're still going to have to give concessions to the folks of Flint because there's such a huge spotlight on them right now.
Facts. And that's what I'm with. I just want to, like, you can finally get. I'm not saying because politics is business, but that's why I would say, Trevor, they cut their own face off. Anytime you're doing $1 million worth of business, man, there's no way. It should be a 9-to-5 job. This just show you how silly this thing is. They think you can come in and push some stuff through. Man, you doing millions of dollars of deals. You need to be there from 8 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon. You wouldn't be having.
Here's the crazy thing. They get the paper put in front of them like maybe at most 3 days prior, right? And they think that's enough time to research everything?
Yeah.
No. I want to know everything about this company, this project. I want to know how long it's going to take, how much it's going to cost, how much it'll cost if they go over, because every contract goes over in time and money every time. I want to know all this. I want to know this company's history and how often they do this. You don't get that with Flint contracts, though. You don't get any background. Hell, you don't even get any follow-up.
But now they got to do the follow-up because the mayor don't have his 5 over there. That's why you can see, like I said, I'm not mad at Ashley Capital. They are here to do business. That's what they do. What you had a problem you should be mad at is the people that's negotiating for you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? When you doing business, this the name of the game.
It's like when you have a lawyer to represent you, and the lawyer's walking away with the entire bag, and you ain't getting none. Oh wait, Flint's been through that before.
Right. That's why you saying people the money y'all been knowing that we've been getting played like this. So you don't think you need no help? That's my thing. If you saying this been going on for all this long, you don't think you need no help? The late Councilman Quincy Murphy had to call out some of the pastors in Melissa Mays. What he said about the money they got. Melissa got up there. We ain't seen her back at council since. But you know, she doing the work. Just look at the people before that's been doing the work. I'm not saying not all, some who have did it, but it's some who got paid off too, allegedly.
Oh yeah. I mean, Jordan Sheridan's book tells us.
That Jordan Sheridan book, man, it's the gift to keep giving. But they'd be mad at you for bringing that up. Show it to them again, Trevor. What the book look like? If you ain't got this book right here, you're a damn shame. If you ain't got this book right here, it's a damn shame.
You want to know about
that book?
I mean, I think the entire thing starts 2 or 3 years prior to the Flint water crisis, leads up to it, and it explains it purple dinosaur style, step by step, how it got to where it is today.
Facts. You ain't got that book, it's a shame.
I mean, hell, give me a second. I'll even make it easy for everyone.
Hey, Riri, yeah, we seen that. I've been seeing calling Candace out on that. Yeah, that's why Doug will never get put out, because Doug go at who they dislike. And if you notice that anytime somebody go, you know who they like and who they dislike, they treat them different.
All right, how do I do this again? Here we go.
What it do?
Oh, I'm just gonna put an Amazon link to the book in the chat.
Okay, yeah, you
And
need.
it's audio book. You can listen to
Yeah,
it while you're driving, folks.
yeah. He just put it in the chat. And Jordan, if you're watching, I just need my 35%. I don't let nobody off the hook. I would want 50, but I ain't gonna do that. I'm gonna be a respectable businessman. I need 35. So I need y'all to go out and buy 3,000 worth of them books, people. If I can get my 35 and put in there when y'all purchase it, Mick want his 35% at 810 News Media Group. I believe.
Jordan, I just want a handshake, buddy.
Nah, I want the paper. Damn that. We got
Oh
war
no, you get the
chest.
paper.
We need a war
I'll take
chest
the
up
handshake.
here, man. We going through a
Oh,
lot.
yeah, you're the treasurer.
Yeah, show them. Thank you.
Yeah, I'll
But
take the handshake.
yeah, but and we're gonna do it right though. Ain't gonna have me jammed up down the road. I've been watching how y'all been trying to get me jammed up.
Mm-hmm. A lot of
See,
the
here go
random
Mark
stuff we
right
catch.
here. Here go Mark right here. Melissa Mays and the concerned pastors got paid from that lawsuit, and nobody knows how much. That is not their money. That is Flint citizens' money. But this whole other scandal in Flint,
Man,
that's what I'm saying.
how
That's
did they
all.
get paid before everyone, literally everyone else? I mean, that right there doesn't explain why so many people are so distrustful of pastors in
Right.
Flint. I don't know what else
And
does.
activist. She was running around. Like I say, she could come on. She was on one of the shows. She was coming on there. She was talking good stuff. I caught hell for her coming on the Thrill Kill show that day he went out of town. Them people in Flint like to skint my ass alive. I'm
Yeah,
telling you right there. If y'all want to go back and watch it when she filled in,
yeah. Go look at the comments after the fact.
yeah,
Yes,
she skint.
Gladys.
She skint me a lot. I got skint alive by the black family in Flint when I brought her on there. Oh, they dogged me out, but some truth came out of that though, because I love when she
Eighth
showed
Ward
up.
was the hardest.
Yeah, yeah. She said Eighth Ward was the hardest. She brought it out. She told me they felt like it was the black side. You know what I'm saying? That they felt it was the poor white and the blacks that was suffering. That's why they wasn't tripping. That's not me saying it. That was Melissa saying it. But see, they like to do a lot of that talking behind the scenes and not on the front. But I get it. You know what I'm saying? I get it. Oh, Kamala, we believe you nothing but support. Thank you. And right, they got paid, but it took the late councilman to bring that out, Quincy Murphy. They got paid to say, you know it, and bring up,
Mm-hmm.
and that's why you seeing a lot of these people that's up here running around and saying, "I would have did this and that." They did allegedly. I'm not gonna say, but I believe a lot who trying to defend it, they on the payroll.
I
Oh,
mean,
when Quincy brought that up, man, Melissa was never to be seen again at council, never to be
and
seen again.
I think the last time we heard from the concerned pastors
You
as
remember
a
that
whole,
debacle?
yeah, it was something about a zoo animal, and yeah, that
You know
was.
about that debacle, and then he had to come back and apologize.
Mm-hmm.
Down
And
there.
it's still that lie keeps on getting repeated and repeated, even though he came back and apologized. Like,
That show you they don't
damn,
care about that.
they
And
don't care about truth. They don't care about honesty, transparency.
right,
Hell, that's something I've seen about the mayor and his friends.
yeah,
They love history because it only happens once, but you can rewrite it as many times as you like.
right, right. They revisionists. But what you will
Mm-hmm.
see 20 years from now, but what it'll come back, like I was trying to tell people yesterday when I did my little tapped on for a minute. A lot of these people that were standing with King wasn't standing with King when he was doing this. When King was doing that, he was out there on his own. He was not even welcome into some of them churches. But that's the part that people don't want to hear.
Mm. Hey, I'll be right back.
Go
I
ahead, go
just got
ahead.
a call from the VA.
Go handle that. I got you. I'll mute you and do this. Because that's how I roll. But no, this is the stuff. See, Miss Gladys said she was screaming and got her brake lines cut. Maria Carter just bought her the ride tomorrow. I'm telling you, when you read that book, it's gonna give you a whole different perspective on what's going on. Because that's how I looked at it. I was like, damn, I got my book at the crib. When you be reading it, I know a lot of people was turned off. You know what I'm saying? But you really got to see how it is. You really fighting a machine. And to me, And I gotta go back to what Winter said when she said, like, y'all be careful who y'all gonna get to put in these seats. Y'all want these people gone, but who y'all gonna get put in these seats? Liddell fooled a lot of people when she came there. You know, she fooled a lot of people, and you see how she reacted. Same thing with Candace. Candace got all she did to smile and got in on that seat. I know Dennis and many moons is thinking about that. Like, how did I go wrong on that one? Especially how she came after him. But we all make mistakes. I done made so many of them unbelievable. But believe me, you know, with this stuff that's going down, man, they do not like it. Especially how Jed coming back. He he not giving them a break. I mean, but this is the stuff. But you know what, Miss Gladys? All people that was fighting for justice gonna go through some stuff. Trevor back. Yeah, all people that's fight for justice, they go I'm sorry to hear that your brake lines got cut. You know what, Nancy, I don't think Candace misrepresented herself in the beginning. I'm gonna be honest with you, because it was people who was telling you that Candace was telling people how Candace was, not you in particular, but if you was watching, people were saying how Candace was.
I mean, hell,
You know,
Winters
yeah,
even approached Candace.
that's what I was gonna say. Winters was on there telling y'all how Candace was screaming it. Not literally, but she was ringing the alarm. Did nobody want to hear it? Oh, she messy. When she was telling y'all Leon was finna be picked, she told you Candace was gonna be picked and how she was going. Oh, she messy. She this and that. Then when they get in there and people seeing how they was, and then it's like, you know, was she messy? But I watch, you know, with this politics, I watch people being this way, being that way. You know what I'm saying? I want to know how they finna being now.
Yeah, I mean, so we got to remember, like, Dennis at that time was also playing on the other side of the fence.
Well, he was with him. I'm
It's
not gonna. Yeah, it was.
well, because I see Nancy, I didn't know that. I
Yeah,
thought maybe that's how.
because
No,
he was
Dennis was
trying
on
to
the
get,
other side of the fence,
but he was trying to get stuff done for his ward.
and that's understandable, right? Like, you're there for your ward.
Yeah.
Granted, I would like to see it as a city as a whole, but you got to fight for your ward first.
Right.
That's what Dennis was doing. The 8th ward was getting taken care of. I mean,
but this
for the
what people
majority.
forget on this one though. Dennis had been called them council members out.
Mm-hmm.
That people forget that when he said it's majority y'all, majority black council. How come y'all can't get nothing on y'all ward?
Oh, remember when? I mean, that was a big one there. But
Dennis
Dennis
been
also
calling them out.
called out Quincy and Liddell. Like, hey, I think you guys need to recuse yourself or need to abstain from this vote because you received a gift and you received a gift. Hell, that lawnmower is a really expensive gift. I will vote yes for it if you two abstain.
Yeah.
I mean, granted, once again, he was still trying to get things done for his work, but he was being open about some of the stuff he saw going on behind the scenes.
Same thing with Jonathan Jerry when he got on there. Jonathan, he said, sometime I'm gonna vote over here, sometime I'm gonna vote over there. And he get criticized, but he was being open and honest from the beginning. And then still, you know what I'm saying? But it's the craziness that you seeing.
And yeah, he voted against Mays, but he was also playing politics. Mays was part of a 3-person coalition. That was it. With Dennis there, it would have been 4. Dennis wouldn't have gotten jack for his ward.
That's
you
what
have
I'm
to play
saying.
politics to play politics, right?
And that's why I put Casey if she said Dennis was politicking. The others don't know how to do that. That's a 10-4, buddy. Because they don't. They be thinking that's why I love what Miss Biggs said when she got on. She said, yeah, I sit down, but long as it's for the people. If it's for my 3rd ward. Yeah, and right, Mark. When Dennis, see, people forget this. I think Dennis was new to politics in 2022. But once he got it, he got it. He's a smart guy. He saw the corruption and change. When you know better, you do better. And that's what people, what's up, Shawty Shire? People feel, you know what I'm saying? They still try to hold. We all then play one time, didn't know no better. We riding over here.
Man, we got hit by that like what, 2 or 3 times ourselves, and it's our job to watch politics. So, yeah, the
Yeah,
man
see,
that's in the middle of it, of course he can't see it as it's happening all around him.
because he fighting for his war. And that's what people don't understand. But you see what Dennis was at when, and I agree with Floyd Turner, what he said. Dennis is a politician. Dennis got things done in exchange for his vote. That's when he knew Mays was valid and he would have stayed. Fact.
Mhm.
When he seen that it was, you know what I'm saying, he been on it ever since. That's what a lot of people don't understand. You go and I will give Miss Tia Harris. Let me say this, Miss Tia Harris. She had a valid point when she said you're gonna have to sit down with the mayor. That's what
Mhm.
I give her a point on that. You know, I do agree with her with that. But that don't mean we're gonna push all the mayor stuff through because now the mayor don't got that 5 votes no more. Like you say, what if it's Dennis done with the 5 vote? Now is the mayor gonna have to come down there and sit down with them and have to negotiate now because he can't push nothing through.
Yep. And hell, I mean, so you just pointed that out, but who else has been saying that? Mr. Davis, Maurice Davis has been
Yeah.
saying that for years now. You got to sit down with the other side every once in a while so you can move forward. You can't just be locking heads all the time. You guys are going to have to make some compromises. That is the true essence of politics. It isn't screwing the other guy over. It is both of you finding a way to move forward together. Yes, you may have to drop something off and you may have to pick something up, but that's what you're supposed to do. This is how you get majority of the people something instead of most of the people nothing.
But they don't be understand. You have to politic. Don't they know Eric was politicking up there? You're gonna have to
Yeah.
get a little. But that's
Hell,
the point that they
Eric voted against some of his own resolutions. He was politicking. It is a mind game.
yeah. Even when Eric gave Candace them see, I mean, you know, not Candace them. I think no Liddell them when he gave them put them over things. Eric was doing that, reaching out across, showing like, listen, y'all might don't like me, but I'm gonna put y'all over these things like this. They didn't understand.
The ad hoc committee, Eric chose Judy and Liddell. Let's not forget that. He was willing to reach across the aisle and say, hey, we may not like each other. I'm going to give you this huge responsibility here. Just show you that I am willing to work with you.
Right, and people forget this. What Dennis DeLoach said. You notice how Leon leads every time he agrees with the appeals of the chair, so he won't have to vote against Liddell and Candace. That's what I'm saying, and that's just. But see, people act like they don't see that. And Woodrow, I do agree. Right, Miss Eunice, he not compromising, but he gonna have to now. New council president and chairs will set the agendas. That's what they mad about.
And
Liddell don't finna be so mad, and Candace and Judy them. They finna be so mad. Y'all don't get to set it, and then you all that thinking that you gonna be able to bring up because I will go back and audit Cyrus Park. Like all that everybody who got money, you're getting audited.
if you got money any way, shape, or form from, let's say, April 2022 to yesterday,
Yeah.
and not just ARPA money, I'm talking opioid money, I'm talking just regular city grant money, I'm talking contracts, all of them need to be audited. You need to come back and show your work.
Facts.
We're going back to elementary school. Since no one knows how to act, we're going back to kindergarten. Show your work.
No, Miss Eunice, I agree with you. I don't think he has no humility. That's why I'm telling you up. That's why I'm saying what I'm saying. That if he did, he would somebody could have been talked to him. That's why I say he got a bunch of enablers. People who
And
going along with the BS. Like I
he
say,
don't
they can do bully tactics.
he
Oh, I
doesn't
cut your
need
money off.
he doesn't need any humility to see that none of his agendas are going to get passed. None of his anythings are going to get passed unless he comes and sits down at the table and gives. Otherwise, he's going to have a lot of people counting on that he's promised, money, counting on this to go through. And if it doesn't, he's going to find his ass in a sling pretty fast.
No, I'm with Miss Eunice. He'll be forced to submit. That's the point I was trying to make.
Exactly it.
Even with AC, if just say, if one Mr. 125 get in there, he gonna have to give Mr. 125 something. If you don't think Mr. 125 gonna want some money, some contracts allegedly swung, you think he ain't? You know what I'm saying? Now you get Miss Biggs in there, you're gonna get somebody that's really gonna be fighting for her residents, fighting for the people. Because you already seen she was already trying to get you some help, get you some people in the second ward, get you some people in the seventh ward.
Mm-hmm.
You know, she was putting she stayed trying to get a recall on the second ward, but it's just he gonna have to. But like I say, he got a bunch of enablers around him. That's why
And
you might see people be getting mad in a minute. I think this council, just say Miss Big, I pray Miss Biggs get in that seat. You finna see a new day. Liddell don't get to set the agenda no more. Candace,
um,
you can't just admonish people. Now y'all can be kicked out now. Let's
bro,
see how they like it.
I'm wondering how council's going to look in 2026 because I can give you my dream roster. It'd be Rose Morrow, Maurice Davis, Bev Biggs. I don't know anyone that lives in the fourth ward. So we'll skip on over to Jerry Winfrey Carter, iffy on number 6 right now. Jan Marie in 7th ward seat, just because it's not Candace. Then Dennis and Jared. I think that would be the best city council for the city of Flint right now.
I think that mayor have a nervous breakdown. Christy Coleman, good morning. You ain't never late. You always on time. But
From Dallas Fort Worth.
I am gonna go with this winters. Everybody, y'all know 2026 is coming. So when people trying to flip that second ward, that first ward, that fourth ward, and that seventh ward, get some people in there that y'all gonna know. I'm talking about in them wards. Get some people that's gonna do the work for y'all, and not just for the people that you know what I'm saying. That and make this get a new mayor and a new state rep because y'all should be tired of all the BS that this mayor and state rep doing.
And here's something, right? Like, if you have free time on the weekend and you ain't doing nothing, you have no plans, get out and walk with your preferred candidate. Knock some doors.
Facts.
Look, being a voter is great. Sitting there and voting is great. But yard signs don't vote. And you know how you get people to vote? Talking to them. Just a simple conversation. Knock on the door. Hi, I'm here on behalf of so and so looking for your vote. We need your support to change the city of Flint for the better. Here's what they stand for. Hand them a little piece of brochure. That's all it takes.
Oh, Cicero, good morning. Thanks for tapping in. That's all you need, though. You telling the truth. Even Tracy Jones, good morning. But that's even with my recent. Nah, get out there and let the people see you. That's why this mayor, if he would have came out there and met Jed and had a conversation like adults
Mm-hmm.
do, I can understand if somebody was on your ass, you ain't want to come out. But you thought because people was gonna call you out what was going on, you didn't show that you was a stand-up guy. You should have went out there and had a comment. You had the police there. And all this, he wasn't there. Listen, man, that man was the, I ain't gonna want to give out no sources, but he was there.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know, dude. I don't know how you, as a person in power who is literally protected by the police department, can be so intimidated as to hide behind closed doors unless you're afraid of the conversation that's going to come out.
Right. Yeah. Now I'm looking what Woodrow said. Woodrow said the way the charter commission set up with the mayor election and council election at the same time, there's very likely to be a pro mayor council, and you might have a fact on that.
Mm-hmm.
But it could also go against the mayor, like the people that's rolling with him don't get elected, and then you have to really negotiate. That's just like when you have a Republican president. You don't want to have a Republican Senate and a Republican House. He gonna get to push everything he want through. It got to be where it's compromised in that.
I mean, the way that I'm looking at it now, because Taz just said something that made a lot of sense. If you really want the mayor out of the office, you got to find a candidate now. If you're thinking of running for mayor of the city of Flint, or if you're thinking of running for a council seat, make yourself known, right? Like you have to start winning people over now. Don't just do it as soon as the clock turns 2026. Now you're behind the ball. This man has been campaigning for this race since last year when he dropped out of the congressional race. Yeah. When he dropped out of that and said, I am announcing my candidacy for the mayor of city of Flint, re-election for the city of Flint. You're already behind the ball. You started late. You need to get up there now. So who
Right.
wants to run for the mayor?
Because he thought he had it. He thought LaShawn was finna get in until that gift came on in by the name of Rich Jones. And he campaigning with them trash cans with his names on there. But don't nobody see nothing wrong with that. That is a disgrace.
Remember the same year, God, what was it? 22. ARPA funds had just come in, and he had that $300 water credit. And the damn piece of mail that I received said Mayor Neely's water credit.
Campaigning.
Mayor Neely's on official City of Flint literature from the water department.
And he got some nerve to talk about Trump. That's what I'm saying. He cannot say nothing about no politician when he just as bad as the ones that are bad too.
He's worse than Richard Nixon. I'm sorry. Like, that's once again coming from a Republican. The man is worse than Richard Nixon.
I heard he was really a rhino, acting like he's a Democrat.
Nixon was a Nixon.
No, I'm saying Neely.
Oh, I don't know, dude. I think Neely's just a corrupt wannabe mafioso, my opinion. Because I look at real Democrats out there, and I see actual people trying to get change, what they believe is for the better. Whether I agree with it or not, they're working toward what they believe is better for everyone. I see real Republicans out there who, are trying to do what they believe is right for everyone, whether I agree with it or not, whether you agree with it or not, is what they believe, and they're actually working towards something. And then we see Neely working toward his own pockets.
Yeah, like right now, he just put a flyer up about to come meet the youth council. Boy, he trying to keep his hands.
Come meet the what?
Youth council.
What the hell is a youth council?
Like he trying to get the kids ready. Now this man work, like I say, man. He see the writing on the wall.
He knows what's up.
Yeah, he see the writing on the wall. He trying to make a name for himself.
Man, he already knows his back's to the wall. I mean, granted, his campaign, because he always uses the same committee, right? Committee to elect Sheldon Neely. He's used it for city council, he's used it for state rep, and he's used it for mayor. So the money can transfer from one election to another because it's always the same committee. He just puts that committee in for different races. Completely legal, nothing actually shady about doing that. That's how I set up my committee. But last I heard, that account had something like 6 digits,
and
6 or 7 digits.
Oh,
yeah,
you getting that paper.
The man is ready to go to war for that seat. So whoever runs against him has to be ready. They have to have donors, but money doesn't vote, people vote. So you have to have volunteers. You have to be able to excite people to get up and go knock doors with them.
Right. Now, Woodrow, I agree with you. Woodrow said current elected officials can still do a goodbye citizen, not have to announce. Facts. I agree with you, but whoever they need to get their people together that's behind them, they need to be working now. At first, LaShawn, now youth council. This mayor, he fighting, but now he fighting for his shit.
He's fighting. He might be life.
But you know what? The people that's behind them gonna have to. It's gonna be a lot of work cut out in 26.
Oh yeah, 26 is going to be a rough year. Actually, let's see. I'd say August. Come August this year, it's going to get rough. You're going to see this politics game just start slinging because every council seat's up, state rep seat will be up, mayor seat will be up.
I don't even know how they can even vote for her again.
The county commissioner seats, I think a few of those will be up as well. And of course, as we all know, the sheriff, Swanson, is running for governor. So the sheriff's race is going to be pretty heated too.
When is that?
I think the governor race is in 26 as well.
Okay, cool.
Yeah, so as he's doing that, there's going to be a sheriff's race. Flint is about to be in the cross storm of a political hellstorm, dude.
Listen, This mayor and he already started his BS. He into
Mm-hmm.
a full-fledged war with an activist that's coming up here, and he didn't know how to step out of his own way. This mayor didn't know how to step out of his own way.
My first sergeant
Facts,
used
shooting
to
the shit to you, facts.
my
Oh
first sergeant used to call what Neely did stepping on your own dick.
yeah, he really listen, man. Trevor, I ain't trying to be funny, but when they say the gift that keep giving, he's the gift to keep giving. You came up here,
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I'm just going by. You had to go get a judge to get a subpoena. I mean, get this warrant to put it in there. You wanted a felony. I'm just saying what I heard allegedly from the street, but they would only do a misdemeanor. And you couldn't even get a judge in Flint. You had to go outside of Flint to get a judge to push this
That
through.
warrant wasn't signed until after he was arrested. They had to wait to book him because that warrant wasn't signed by a judge yet.
And you better look what Michelle Mayer said. Why does the mayor fixer sit on the ethics and accountability board? Folks better pay attention. I've been trying to tell him when you had one of the ENA board members come right out and know this board was a fictitious. I mean, no, that position, the ambassador was somebody like pulling pie out the sky and jump right on it. And people act like they don't see what's going on with the friends, brothers, and in-laws.
Here's the thing about the Ethics and Accountability Board, though. It is absolutely worthless, right? Even if it was doing what it should be doing, what it was set up to do, all it can do is write love letters to council and request or give them recommendations to actions, right? So even if the mayor is acting out and the entire Ethics and Accountability Board is ethical and holds things accountable, all they can do is write a love letter to council to say, hey, maybe you need to censure someone. Maybe you need to do this. Or they'd pass things over to the ombudsman who would pass things to state level authorities wherever it needs
They
to
ain't
go.
got no ombudsman. He's the ombudsman.
Yeah, if there was one, of
Just
course.
think about the ombudsman office when it was down at the city hall. He had a camera over her door.
Not
Like
just that, he had her in filthy, disgusting conditions, hoping she'd quit.
with a camera on the door, so like people gonna come in and file a complaint like that he ain't watching. This is
Man,
the whole crazy
I've
stuff.
still got a complaint on that desk right now against the City of Flint Police Department because I went and registered my firearms the way I legally supposed to, and they never put it in. Had I been pulled over with one of my firearms on me, I would have been taken to jail for unregistered firearm because the City of Flint didn't put it in. And I happen to believe that was politically motivated.
Crazy work. But they not abusing the power of their positions down there though. That's the crazy that
I just happen to believe that the Ethics and Accountability Board just it doesn't really exist. It's something to keep our eye over there while they do things over here.
hey,
It's a
hey,
sleight
hey,
of hand.
hey Tasha, I might can agree with you with that right now because she probably don't want to be on there no more. Miss Bev need to select a new ENA. I expect, yeah. Dennis need to, and my man, Mike, and I like Harris, but you showed too bias to the council. I
You
mean,
know
to the
what?
mayor. You showed too much bias to the mayor. You never want to call them in, and you let them treat y'all any kind of way. No, you didn't. Y'all let Doug come down there and get y'all into a lawsuit. The ENA board, y'all get
Mm-hmm.
rid of Miss Shasta Little. You know what I'm saying? No, she should have
And the
been 3 years
lawsuit
later.
still ain't been dropped, which is what he wanted. He wanted her gone, and the lawsuit still ain't gone. Weird, right?
Yeah, but it just showed you how Doug can come up here and cause all this hell, cause all these problems. Come on here, watch it this, then give his opinion. Like I'm supposed to give 2 cents about what you say, Doug. I don't. Only I'm gonna give you a quarter worth of change. Like he said, he like to use the bathroom. It help him get to the bathroom. I mean, I'm gonna say this to you while you while you in the bathroom watching. Take your camera, go around, record yourself. You can do
Mhm.
it. It's not much to do. Just pull out your phone, and you're not gonna be there long anyways. You get to record and get your stuff and dip like you usually do. Come down there, take your shots and bounce. I'm just
I
saying.
mean,
Thank you for the like though. I mean, thank you for watching. It still counts as a view.
Doug couldn't handle going live. Let's just be honest with ourselves here. He couldn't do it on Facebook. He couldn't do it here on YouTube because the amount of people that would call him out on his BS. Doug is one of those that can't handle criticism. He cannot handle honest criticism. Hell, he said that we called for violence for him when I'm sitting there saying, don't touch this man, but call him out, but don't touch this man. If something were to happen to me, my blood will be on 8-10 hands. Man, I have things I like to say about that, but I'm really trying not to get this one demonetized. I know I've skirted that line really well today.
Yeah, he just be like I say, he just another and like I say, he love to talk about people, but then when they call him out, what did I do? He loved playing victim.
I mean, I think that's the only thing the man can do. Look at him. If anyone challenges him, I mean, tiny little person to massive giant person, he always sits there and acts the victim. Oh, I didn't do that, or oh, I was intimidated, or oh, I felt for my life, or oh, hell, Jed tried talking with him, and the man hid behind 4 cops.
That's what he do. He liked to stir the pot. Or as I was told from my old man, he liked to throw his rock and hide his hand.
Right.
That's what Doug liked to do. He liked to throw his rock and hide his hand. And then go to hollering when somebody call him out. Like I thank you for mentioning 810 when you at council. Thank you.
Yeah, because people are gonna do exactly what I say they're gonna do. They're gonna come here and see what you're talking about, and then realize you're full of crap. And usually we pick up a follower or two or a subscriber. So thank you, Doug.
Yeah. Doug, you're the gift to keep giving. Without you, Doug, we probably wouldn't have nobody watching. Thank you, Doug.
I mean,
you are the gift that keeps giving.
God, we get so many of these gifts, right? Yeah. Johnny G, we got the mayor and his foolishness. We got Mr. Jed, because let's face it, the man's a content mind and he's constantly bringing things to light or having these fools act like fools, which we get to talk about. Dougie Doug, God, they're all so great to us.
Attention seeker. I'm telling Doug was attention seeker. I can tell he was the type, he's an attention seeker. He just needs the attention. Well, Doug, you got it today. Hit that like button, Doug.
Something tells me Doug was like an only child. He cannot stand when eyes are on someone else. You see that in a lot of only children. Wait, why are you paying attention to them? No, it's all about me, me, me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, Doug he won't straight attention, which I don't get it. Like, he wants straight attention, but he's the savior of Flint, Doug.
Doug, Mr. Advocates for Candace and Liddell. Candace $300,000 to her own job, and Liddell you can buy with Halloween candy.
Facts.
But he's the savior of Flint. All right.
Said okay. I'm just telling you. I was looking at what T said. I was looking at my phone. Amen. Hey, it's rough. It's rough. It's nothing I can say. It's just if you want to do your own, watch your own. You got a phone. You can create your own media company, Doug.
I mean,
create your own.
There's got to be a market out there for shills somewhere. Which, speaking of which, I ain't no shill, but we got bills to pay. If you guys want to hit that Cash App or some super stickers.
And y'all know what time it is in this council. I'll be down at council and be ready. And I'm going to do like Tariq Nasheed said. We're going to be giving out some butter biscuits. What's up, Avis Hopkins? Thank you for staying the whole 2 hours with me and Trevor.
All right. I think you guys should be back to your regularly scheduled programming tomorrow, right?
Facts. We coming back to the regular schedule. But I got to do council, so I'm going to need you to do the what you going to do what is that? The flyer for council.
Oh, the thumbnail? I already got one. Yeah. As soon as you go live, I'll be throwing it up.
Yeah. Throw the thumbnail up. Yeah, that's what I meant to say.
just because I believe everyone needs to have equal access to government, I won't monetize till after. So if you're watching the live show, which I highly encourage you to watch the live show, I won't monetize while it's live. Afterwards, you're gonna have to catch commercials because if we ain't getting likes, we're getting paid.
Yeah, we got y'all know what time it is. You know what it is. And we will be switching back to StreamYard. I gave EV Mux, even though I paid for it this month, we'll be on it, but me and Trevor will be doing our shows from StreamYard to after this month because I paid for this month for EV Mux. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish this month out of EV Mux, but I will be canceling. But me and Trevor will be on the StreamYard side of the game.
Yeah, yeah. EVMux was nice. It had all these cool little features, but every time I come on to say something snarky, they couldn't hear me. You guys could.
Yeah. The gift to keep giving. But family, I will see y'all like 112 likes and 202 in the chat. Y'all get the likes up. But we'll see y'all later on. I'll be at council with all the BS and give a shout out to the people that helped push Miss Beverly Biggs and AC Dumas over to the general election and to the other ones. Maybe next year. Who knows?
Right?
Those who be losing all the time. Maybe next year. Who knows? Peace, family.
Just don't waste our time. Later.
Peace.